Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Digital Den. We are excited to be back. A lot of sickness, a lot of staffing issues, so 2024 is getting off to a little bit of a late start, but we are here nonetheless, and we are excited to be joined by Mr. Phillips back in the studio.
Yeah, I came back last week for 3 days. I didn't get to come back. I was out sick. They wouldn't allow me out of the house.
No, Mr. Phillips for the first 3 days.
Yeah,
So,
first 3 days.
apart from that, how was your winter break?
It was good. It was really good. A lot of quality family time. Was in here a little bit. I still have to put in a few days, so it's always fun. Can get some of the paperwork done and things like that. But glad that teachers and kids are back. When we came back, we had a really cool PD day. When we came back, we took 60 teachers and staff members to Topgolf.
There you go.
We loaded up on a couple school buses and went and played some Topgolf for a couple of hours and had a nice lunch when we got back. Chick-fil-A catered lunch, so the Educational Foundation, they sponsored a lot of that, so we appreciate them for that. And it was just a day our teachers got to kind of just enjoy themselves, and it was a good way to start the semester. I firmly believe that. So I think those days make us better,
Absolutely.
make us more of a family, and help build culture. And they're kind of in the dog days of winter now. The days are short. It's cold. It's snowing, and people get frustrated. So we wanted to get off to a good start.
Yeah, you want to stay away from controversy, but we got to know who is the best top golfer.
I tell you what, so Coach Hyde was hitting it really well. There was a group of 12 and a couple booths side by side. Coach Iyer, if y'all know Coach Iyer, he was hitting it a long way. And I was a little nervous. I'm the one that planned that. I usually don't do a lot of our PD stuff because we drive Miss Van Vactor and Miss Noel do a lot of instructional stuff, but they told me I could plan it, so that's what we did. But it was awesome to see a lot of the people I was nervous about that wouldn't enjoy it absolutely loved it. So you don't have to be any good at golf. It's just about camaraderie. It's kind of like bowling.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody can go bowl and have a good time. And but
It's a go-to for sure.
It was really cool to see. But yeah, off to a good start. Ready to get this thing going this second semester.
Absolutely. 8 days into 2024, some kids' worst nightmares. Report cards went back out.
Some kids' best days too. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that process. How'd that go?
So first semester wrapped up back in December. So those final grades where we got those put in when we came back, and those were mailed home. So parents, if you haven't seen that, it did come home. Make sure that you talk to your kids about your grades. And once again, we've talked about this before, but grades are something now with Infinite Campus on phones that kids can stay in tune to, 24/7. Parents have that as well, so that's a great tool. So we sent those home. We didn't mail those home. I do not mail those home. That's right. It's cost us a lot of money to mail that stuff home, so we sent them home. So if your kid didn't give that to you, you might want to ask as to why. So, but yeah, got that first semester wrapped up and ready to move on here to some bigger and better.
Hopefully we
things.
don't get anyone in trouble with that.
Yeah.
We're getting back to encouraging the behavior that we expect from our students. So we're starting back up our town hall meetings.
Yep.
Definitely want to give you a chance to talk about those. We already have our PBIS celebration scheduled for the 26th in January. So just talk about that. And,
Sure.
what you expect
We just
going
want to
in.
make sure that the kids are doing, that we're doing what we're supposed to do. You got to make good grades. Your attendance has to be on point. And you have to have the behavior, and when kids do those things, we want to celebrate them. So we're going to have a PBI celebration here in a couple of weeks for the second semester. It dates back to the grades and the attendance from before the break, but it gives us that opportunity to celebrate kids and let them have 3 or 4 hours of some fun activities. And I don't know exactly what Miss McCullough has planned for them. It might be like a movie day in the gym or something like that, I think maybe. But and then in the spring we do a baseball game down at the Louisville Bats, so that's always exciting. But we like those. We like to celebrate kids for doing the right thing, and I will commend our kids. We have more kids now participating in PBIS than ever. That's good to see. Our attendance, I can tell you now, and I've said this before in this podcast, we run at about 94% attendance every day. When I talk to other principals around this area, they are amazed at how our attendance is. So across the district, K through 12, our attendance has really bounced back from COVID. A lot of districts are struggling getting those kids back in the building and the commitment to school, and that's not the case here. Our kids are here. Our attendance has been high all this week. I was getting a little worried when I came down with some sickness. You get a little worried of those things spreading. We had a bunch of family members from one household get it in one of our Christmas celebrations.
Right.
So you just worry about those things happening. But our attendance has been through the roof. It's great. Keep that up. Make sure your child's here and because they can't learn if they're not here.
Absolutely. Before we get talking about some important dates coming up, we want to talk about those unplanned days with some bad weather coming in. So what is the plan if those things happen?
We have encouraged our teachers. All teachers should have been talking with kids last week and this week about NTI expectations. If Dr. Foster and the board, if they decide to make it an NTI, an NTI day, that means we still have work to do, right? We have the ability now. Every kid has a computer. Almost all of our kids can work from home. So every classroom, that expectation is a little bit different as to what that looks like, and those teachers are communicating that. But if we call an NTI day, parents, make sure that you're touching base with your kids, making sure they're logging in, making sure they're participating in some work that day, so that we can show that that's a productive day. You always have that conversation of, our NTI days, do they work, do they not work? And then, I think we're of the view here of, we would much rather our students be in front of teachers. You cannot replace these teachers. They're invaluable when it comes to what they do every day for kids. But we also have to be a little bit realistic too. We get towards May and June, is putting a day in June more beneficial than taking an NTI day now that we have the technology and that we can still do some things and communicate with kids. So it's that age-old question. There's going to be people on both sides of it. But if they call an NTI day, I think every student knows what the expectation is. So just make sure you're logged in and doing what you need to do.
Absolutely.
Because we do have some weather on the way, it looks like, next week.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
It's going to be cold, I know.
Well, we can talk about that.
You want to talk about the weather?
Here, say again.
You want to talk about the weather?
No, I don't know what's going on.
Go ahead.
Next week, we definitely have the homecoming week. Before we get there, I want to mention some important things. Our drama team has their Jekyll and Hyde performance going on all this weekend.
I'm going to get there this weekend.
The first performance was last night. I plan on getting there at maybe the Saturday, for sure the Sunday. I'm hearing great things. I'm hearing absolutely great things.
First one was last night, right?
Yes, sir. They do a great job. They go tonight at 7 p.m. They got 2 tomorrow, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Tomorrow. So definitely get out for one of those. And the final show Sunday is at 2 p.m.
Yeah, we have a lot of kids put a lot of time and effort into that.
And they do a fantastic job.
Well with the middle school
everything they do.
And the kids, it's a pretty cool thing that they are full blown productions.
Yeah.
They do costumes and sets, and it's good stuff.
They
Really cool
they take a lot of
My wife
passion
loves
into
those
it.
events. She does the sporting events with me. She likes, but she loves going to the plays and the concerts and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
All these performances, they're going to be at the auditorium of the Spencer County Middle School. Those times again, tonight at 7 p.m., January 12th. Is that what we're on?
Today.
January 12th, 7 p.m., January 13th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and January 14th at 2 p.m., Spencer County Middle School Auditorium. Next week, Monday, we start off with Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so there will be no school on Monday. And next week is our homecoming week. Unfortunately, we're expecting a lot of weather, so the days that we can get in, on Tuesday, the theme is going to be a Jersey Day or your favorite sports team day to school. On Wednesday, we're going to have our soccer mom versus barbecue dad. I assume you're going to be soccer mom.
I like that one.
I assume you're going to be soccer mom.
I'll do the dad thing. We'll see what I can put together for that.
Thursday, we're doing a Throwback Thursday, cartoon edition. Your favorite childhood cartoon, Disney, anything you can pull out. And then Friday, of course, our school colors for that pep rally.
Participation's been great in the last couple of weeks that we've had.
The football one was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Football one was a lot of fun.
Cool theme. So students, make sure that you're participating in that.
For our
Pep
seniors.
rally Friday, right?
Oh yeah,
Next
during the
Friday,
Liza,
yeah,
of course.
Pep rally. So make sure and wear your school colors Friday.
Absolutely. Reminder on that: the freshmen are white, sophomore gray, junior blue, and then seniors are black. Important
Stop
dates.
you for a second. What's your favorite sports team?
I love our girls basketball team. I love everything about
Pro
them.
team. Let's talk college or pro.
Well, I'll give you something. I'm
not where
really
you're going
I'm
to
really
college.
invested in Kentucky basketball right now.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
really am.
I went the other night. I got some free tickets there.
But there's nothing I love more than LSU football. It has a special place in
Where'd
my
that
heart.
come from?
You know what?
You
I
were a
think what it
bandwagon
is.
kid. They were really good back when you were.
Yes,
young.
when the Saban Bowls were like at full force, I was at my Grandy's house and I saw the 9-6 game in the newspaper,
Yeah.
and I watched that game on Sports Center. I shared that memory with my
LSU
Grandy.
football.
So that's a special one in my heart. But of course,
A lot
Spencer.
going on in college football right now. A lot of coaching.
Oh yeah,
coaching
Saban gone,
changes and,
Belichick gone.
Pete Carroll left the Seahawks. Man, we gotta go on. We're gonna get on a sports tangent here.
We can have our own
People
podcast.
quit listening.
We'll have our
Yeah,
own
that's what we
podcast.
should do.
Monday's coming soon.
go.
Camden Phillips Sports Podcast.
There we go.
So some important dates specifically. Seniors, January 22nd is the FAFSA night. your parents or just you, you guys need to plan to be there if you have not already filled out your FAFSA enrollment. That's really important. It's really important. Lower classmen, freshmen, and sophomores, January 23rd, we're going to be taking a tour of the Shelbyville County Technology Center. Those are going to be in your Google Classroom, so go sign up for those.
ATC is really cool, so that's where we send kids for vocational.
Absolutely.
Diesel mechanic. They have some welding over there. They have some other stuff. They have some nursing, some dentistry, some business. It's a multi-million-dollar facility that it's actually tied into Frankfurt a little bit. The state has supported that a little bit. Unbelievable when you go in there. So we like those kids to. It's one of those things to talk about it, but we figure when kids see it, it's a whole different thing when you can see it visually and
Absolutely.
see what those kids are doing there with robotics and really cool facilities. So yeah, if you're interested, make sure you sign up for that.
Absolutely. And then all students, we will be giving the ASVAB test on January 29th. You do need to sign up if you're interested. You can find those signups in your Google Classroom as well. And then this is a big reveal. We have a date and location for our prom. It's going to be May 11th at the Kentucky Derby Museum. More information will be coming out the following weeks.
We got a prom committee of 3 or 4 or 5 teachers, and they visited multiple venues. And they came back. When they came back from the Kentucky Derby Museum, they were like, "Look, this is it. This is by far."
There was a lot of planning going into it, a lot of research.
Travel concerns me a little bit, but we'll be all right. We'll get down there and we'll get back that night. We'll have plenty of chaperones. Last year we did it here in the county, which I'm a huge fan of, and that facility just struggles to hold us. We're so big,
Absolutely.
We have so many kids, and you take such a gamble on the weather. If you have a bad weather day, it could ruin everybody's prom. So we're going to try this route this year and see what happens. But that's exciting.
Absolutely.
Kentucky Museum, good stuff.
Lots of stuff goes into
Late
that.
in May too. I think our last day of school right now is like the 17th, so I love it being that late.
Oh yeah, and if we can get those
Most high
NTI,
schools in
if the NTI can roll smoothly, that'll all kind of fall together.
Our fingers crossed.
So we try to give you the best updates, but again, we're not perfect. So all of this information is going to be found on the Grade Information websites. Those links are going to be down below. So if you're full screen right now, after this, click out, and all those links are going to be down there. The websites for the College and Career Center are going to be in the counseling information. Very informative stuff. That's parents, students, everybody.
We have 4 teachers that update 1 per grade level, so it's per grade level. So you have a freshman page, sophomore page, junior page, senior page. The senior page is usually 3 or 4 pages. There's so much going on for you all.
And we know just how much you guys want us to talk about professional sports and all that, but we're going to be talking about Spencer County sports
This is my favorite.
just a little bit. Absolutely.
Spencer County Bears.
Well, you said to me I can't choose the Bears. You said I had to go pro.
Well,
I
that's true.
started with the girls team.
That's true.
I do want that to go on
I like
record.
all Spencer County Bears.
Absolutely. So we'll start with basketball. Tonight, January 12th, we have a girl-boy doubleheader against Shelby County. This is going to start off the first of 3 straight home Friday night district home doubleheaders. That's a mouthful, but the next 3 Fridays we're going to be having district home games. Starts with
all boy-girl doubleheaders?
Oh yeah.
All boy-girl doubleheaders?
Shelby tonight. Next week is our homecoming game. It's going to be against Collins. That's also at home. And then we finish off with Anderson County January 26th, which is, again, a girl-boy doubleheader.
First of all, glad y'all are back home. I feel like I haven't had a boys or girls home basketball game or any type of event. We had wrestling here last weekend.
Me and Ella Brown were talking about it. We haven't been here for a while, it feels
and
like.
another thing I want to commend boys on and the girls, they had some holiday tournaments that we didn't get to touch on that the boys were in the King of the Bluegrass. Y'all went down there and beat Male. They were 5th and 6th, somewhere in there, 9th in the state at that time. And
they had a low number next to their name.
Big win, and then we took Fairdale right down to the wire. I thought we were going to win that game, and then y'all go to Florida. The girls went to Florida. I forget where they were at the first week. At Lexington Christian the first week, so good tournament for them. Then they got down to, I think they went to Tampa, that area, and y'all were kind of over in Daytona Beach, so that was exciting. It was a little cool down there, wasn't it?
It was very windy. Like, it was sunny, but it was just windy, so you couldn't really feel anything.
I wanted to touch base on that because we didn't get a chance to talk about y'all's travel over the break, and y'all always go out. Both teams go out and represent us well. And
the good thing about basketball is it's a long season. So even if you've already missed a couple of games, you got big ones coming up. So you definitely get to make it up.
I think we're planning a staff night for the Anderson County night. I think we're going to do like staff.
Good.
Like kind of like we do the football games. We have them set in the end zone so I think we're going to try to get them up on the stage and try to make that environment
up there at the GHP.
Yeah, we're going to put them up there.
You're gonna have to find teachers to get up on the broadcast. That'll be fun.
So that'll be good. That'll be a good night. So.
Changing base, the wrestling team is going to be traveling to Great Crossings tonight and tomorrow for a tournament. They had a phenomenal match last Saturday at home where they finished 3rd out of 7 teams. Riley is continuing to have a very strong year. I feel like that's expected at this point. But you never want to take that for granted.
25-1.
That is unbelievable.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean he's on a six match win streak right now. Wow, 25-1 is insane. He's currently 23rd in his weight class out of 150 pounds, 6th in the state of his weight class.
Right,
Wow,
6th in the state.
that is very
He's only a
impressive.
sophomore.
That's very impressive.
Yep.
He's a sophomore too.
He is only a sophomore.
Wow, that's impressive. So make sure to come out. If you're not going to travel to Great Crossings, wish good luck, good fortune to our wrestling team. Our swim team finished 4th in their Northern Kentucky meet last weekend at Simon Kenton. They're going to be off this weekend, so definitely rest up, guys. And our archery team is back in action this weekend at Tom Sawyer Park tomorrow. Good luck to them as well. We're right in the middle of winter sports. This is obviously my favorite time of the year, and it's very busy. So definitely a lot going on. You know, I'm really invested in our swim team. I got a lot of good friends over there.
In everything, Cam.
I did actually go to their Shelby. I think it might have been their first one, or maybe their second one. And those are actually very interesting. I haven't been to a high school
That's what
swim.
I say about the wrestling. I love coming to the wrestling. High school wrestling something else.
Well,
The
when you have
intensity.
a stud like Riley, it makes it
It's
easy
just
to
in
watch.
general,
Yeah.
the intensity is just through the roof.
It might be the only sport where I feel like the encouragement you get from that sideline actually does
help,
directly benefit. Because I've seen people getting beat, and then all of a sudden everybody gets behind them, and it's just
Get that sudden burst.
it's like
into it.
impossible to
Yeah,
lose.
yeah.
Absolutely. And that is all we have for you guys today. Those links are going to be down below. They give a lot better information than we can, but we do our best here. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully we are back. Hopefully nothing unforeseen happens these
Parents, check
following
in
weeks.
with your students, right?
Absolutely.
Once again, we're getting started here, second semester, new grades. Everything was finalized, so starting from fresh, starting from scratch. So make sure your students are engaged and in tune, and you are as parents. And if you have any questions, you know where we're at.
Absolutely.
Our doors are always open, and we are excited. There's no better place in the state. I can promise you. I firmly believe that.
I can vouch. With homecoming week and bad weather coming up, make sure you're engaged. Make sure you are in tune in some way. And we, as always, we really appreciate you guys. Mr. Phillips, appreciate you coming by, filming with us once again. We will see you guys next time.
Yep.